All right, let's talk Oregon Ducks. It's been kind of an interesting spring ball period because it has been locked down at Oregon. There's been some reports here and there trying to read between the lines, figure out what's going on. Well, now it's been opened up a little bit. We've got some insights about one young playmaker in particular that's impressing everyone with the Ducks. We'll get to that in just 1 second. But first, I'm Nick. That is Andrew. And this is Saturday Morning Inspection. Been a relatively quiet spring season for Oregon because they've done such a good job locking down everything going on with their spring game. We've been trying to look between the lines and read some reports, but not a lot of information has come out. But now that the spring game is behind us, we have some great insights on one breakout playmaker in particular. We're talking Dylan Gresham. Let's get into this report, courtesy of Alphon Sports. Dylan Gresham made a strong impression during Oregon's spring game Saturday, emerging as a surprise contributor for the Fighting Ducks and their 24-20 win over the Combat Ducks. Interesting names there. Gresham, a redshirt freshman who had yet to appear in a game for Oregon before Saturday, led his team with 3 catches for 96 yards and a touchdown. Dan landing on Gresham, I would say that Dylan's probably one of our most improved players from this past season to what he's done now. He continues to make big plays on the field and done a really good job for us. He showed up today. I think we all saw what he's capable of today. Speaking about Gresham's specific improvement, Lanning said probably the biggest piece, knowing his job and then being able to count on when the ball is coming his direction to come down with it. I thought he made some contested catches today, made some great plays on the ball. He's become much better as a returner, and that's just with reps and consistency. But I think he would be the first one to tell you, hey, I got even more room to grow. I got more to even improve. All right, Gresham, 4-star receiver, top 200 recruit according to 24/7 Sports. Did nothing, as the report mentioned, was a redshirt last season. Some concerns, hey, could he handle playing in Oregon? Could he handle the transition to big-time college football? Turns out all he needed was just one fall to get things under wraps. Little time in the weight room, little growth, and now he looks like a breakout star for this Oregon Ducks offense. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are on all of this. But first, Ducks fans, in the comment section below, now that the spring game is behind us, we're starting to focus on the regular season, which is still a little ways away, but it is getting closer and closer. And to that end, in the comment section below, give us one matchup you're looking forward to this upcoming season more than any other. Maybe it's a game you're attending in person, maybe it's a rivalry game, or just a game that means something to you. For whatever reason, give us the one matchup you're looking forward to more than any other and put it in the comment section below. But Miles, I will throw this over to you now. What are your thoughts on this latest news out of Eugene?
Yeah, Nick, I think this is big news for the Ducks because obviously having to come replace some big time receiver talent that's left this team, whether it's tight ends, whether it's receivers going on to the draft, is going to be a lot of work. There's a lot of, tough road to sled ahead of them. Obviously, big time 5-star guy coming in into Dante Moore, really just showing a really great aspect of his self as well. We talked about him earlier this offseason, but having another guy step up kind of like out of the woodworks. Like I said, red shirted last year, didn't contribute anything to the team as far as that goes. And coming in and just already being the most improved player, coming out, showing out in the spring game that, like I said, it's been locked down. No one knows what's going on in Oregon as far as spring game. Some have compared it to Fort Knox out there, but this has really just been a big time revelation for Dylan Gresham coming out, showing what he's made of, showing what one season under his belt can do. He really has started to shine. I think he has the potential to be that star that people saw him as. Like I said, very coveted recruit coming in as a big time 4-star type of guy. I think he has a lot to offer. Probably, I don't know if it's by design or, whether he didn't fit into the offense is why he redshirted last year. But now coming in, it's showing he definitely fits. He's definitely done a lot of really great stuff. And I think Oregon is going to benefit because of it. Because I think when you have so much turnover, you lose your quarterback, you lose your top wide receivers. You got to replace a ton of things on this offense. It's better to have a lot of really good options than just like one holdover guy or one 5-star guy that comes in. You really got to rely on one guy to help be this team. You got a new quarterback. Everybody's coming in here. Everyone's starting fresh. The more options you have at the receiver position, the more options you have on offense, the less the defense is going to be able to key in on one guy. The less this team is going to have to lock in and be one dimensional, the more they can go out and be playing championship caliber football. So I think overall, this is really great for Oregon. I think Gresham stepping up is bigger than people realize. I think it's going to add more to this team than people realize. But I think overall, Dylan Gresham being the surprise this spring, we haven't heard a whole lot about it. Like you said, there hasn't really been much information, but him showing up, doing well, and finishing spring off with a bang in the spring game, I think is really valuable for Oregon and going to show how well this team is going to be able to transition from the big losses they had in this year's draft.
Yeah, and when you go through the numbers of what they've lost, I just had to pull it up here. It's pretty incredible. So they had four guys last season with 40 or more receptions: Johnson, Evan Stewart, Holden, and of course Terrence Ferguson. Tez Johnson's now with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You look at Holden reunited as an undrafted free agent with Adams as a receivers coach now for the Dallas Cowboys. You look, of course, Ferguson on the NFL. I mean, you're talking about, essentially when it's all said and done, rough ballpark here. 80% plus of your catches of your top receiving options are gone. That's a lot of volume that's available that they have to replace. And that's way too much for one person, let alone two. So you look at a guy like Moore, the exciting freshman, say, hey, can he come in and do that? No one can, right? You need a lot of guys ready to step up. And that's why it's so important that we're seeing this news right now when it comes to Gresham. Because when he come out of California, a lot of people are like, hey, he's a good player, athletic, explosive playmaker. Can he, transition his game, his body, his frame to the National Football League? Was a great track star, that kind of thing. I'm sorry, not transition to National Football League, transition to the Big Ten football world. Could he make that transition? First year redshirt, it took him that time to, figure out the game, put some muscle on, figure out the offense, all that. Look, it takes time, right? Not everybody can come in day one and be a superstar. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with redshirting. And now we're seeing Gresham emerge as a legitimate superstar, big play machine. I love contested catches. I love a guy, and Dan Lanning kind of mentioned it, knowing the offense, being more comfortable. That's a real thing. Like, people forget when you come in as a freshman, right? It's a whole new scheme. It's a whole new strategy. It's a whole new city. It's a whole new world, essentially. You're trying to get your bearings on yourself, trying to figure things out. A lot of great athletes, and you're just trying to, okay, what am I supposed to do on this play again? Am I supposed to run a drag or am I supposed to run a hitch? Right. And you get one shot at it, and then, it's you made the mistake. Okay, that's a wasted rep. You're done. Right. And that happens to a lot of freshmen, happens all the time. It takes a little time, take a season, right? Put some weight on, hit the weight room, right? Figure out the coaches, learn the offense, figure out, Eugene, your schedule, all this kind of stuff. It really matters. And now that you've got, your bearings, now that you kind of know the world you're living under, you can go into an attack spring. And that's what happens. And you see it all the time. These freshmen that had basically no impact during the regular season, spring comes around and suddenly look like stars, right? Did they suddenly figure out, did they forget how to play football? Now they figured it out? No, of course not. It's just so chaotic. When it finally calms down, they're ready to explode. And I think that's what we're seeing from Gresham here. And like I said a second ago, they're going to need it. There is a lot of volume the Oregon Ducks have to replace. Everyone talks about the quarterback position, and rightly so, but the receiver and tight end, just the overall passing offense, it's going to be completely different. Gresham's the guy who I think can come in. He's a big play guy. We saw it during the spring, of course, 3 catches, 96 yards. He is going to be their big play guy. Is he going to catch 80 balls like Johnson? I don't think so. But could he catch 50 for close to 1,000 yards and 10 scores? I think there's a good chance he can be the big play generator for this Oregon offense. And I love the fact that he ended spring on such a good note. He can now carry that through summer workouts, through training camp, and get ready for the regular season, again, as the big play generation machine that the Ducks envisioned him when they secured his commitment last year.
Yeah, Nick, and we hear from Dan Lanning, and I think Coach is obviously one of the more important people to hear of on a wide receiver. But somebody else equally as important, in my opinion, is his future quarterback. We're talking about Dante Moore, who's coming in here, and what he says on Gresham, I think, is really important as well. He said, he's super, super quick, a great player with the ball in his hands. And he said he's been in his playbook all of this spring, just really been a hard worker. The way he's been on the field, he just balls out. He's doing his thing, and he said he's very thankful to have him for a receiver. So already building that relationship there. Dante Moore has noticed the game that Dylan Gresham has put together. But I think one more thing is important because we talked about this on our NFL channel a lot. We talked about, people forget just because someone blanks 1 year, in this case, he didn't get a chance to play. We didn't know what he could do. People forget how good he was. So let's scroll it back just 1 year to his last year, his junior year of high school. We see what he's able to do. He had 90 catches for 2,051 yards and 31 touchdowns his junior year. This guy was absolutely incredible in high school. He did so much great stuff. As you said, he was a track and field star as well. Long jump, triple jump, 100-meter dash. Was quick enough, athletic enough, explosive enough to do everything. But the absolute stats this guy put in the last few years, he was incredible in high school. We didn't see it because he didn't get a chance. It's not like he was on the field and he played horrible. He just didn't get the chance. He redshirted, didn't get any playing time. But Dan Lanning's talking about him. Dante Moore, the quarterback's talking about him. Everyone's talking about him. We're talking about just the new receiving room, what they're going to have to replace. This is a guy, he had a lot of catches in high school. I think he's been up to being that, a voluminous pass catcher before. I think he can live up to it now. We're already seeing him improve. I think people are going to be really surprised with how big of an asset Dylan Gresham is going to be for this Oregon team this coming season.